Hey, here I am again with a new video for you, and I'm cold. That's why I'm wearing this blanket hoodie all over my body. But I wanted to make a quick video because I was inspired, and it's always kind of like I have something in my head that I want to say, and then I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to make a video, and then I don't feel the inspiration anymore, but now it just came back, so here I am. The thing that I wanted to mention is I find it weird how people will agree, like they will believe, okay, people who are skeptical about the Bible. They will believe some things in the Bible and use the Bible for reference for some things sometime, but they won't believe everything, or they will take out some things, other things. And I find that weird because for me, like, what makes you think that that thing that you want to believe is true, and the other thing that you don't like so much is not true? That's basically picking and choosing from out of the Bible what you like cherry picking. Oh, I like this part, but I don't like this part. I find that super weird because those same people will complain about others who do that, and others who will pick out things that is in their favor. For example, some people, might pick out the Psalms and like, oh, I like the Psalms so much, they're so nice. But I don't like the misogyny, like, oh, it's just misogynistic. That's what I kind of get from people a lot of times. So, but what if someone, like a dude, is like, oh, I get from the Bible that women ain't nothing, and that's what I'm gonna pick out. But the parts where men have to be held accountable, I don't like that. I'm gonna just, I don't believe that part. So it's like people who do that, they will condemn people who do the same, but just pick out other stuff, And that's generally my problem with modern day days. Yeah. That people don't fully read the Bible. Christians tend to only read the New Testament, if even. They will pick and choose certain things that maybe the pastor talks about or whatever. They will open the Bible and read a page here and a page there, but don't read, like most people don't read the Bible comprehensively, like from the first page to the last page. I don't really see that happening. And people who I talk to who are either Christians or other faiths or no faith or just spiritual beings that float around in the universe, just all types of people who have held a Bible in their hands or who went to church their whole life and never really read the Bible from cover to cover. And even people who claim they have, oftentimes, if you try to, they can be easily fooled because I just have noticed, because oftentimes people will post something on social media, like, I should have an example now, but as I said, I just spontaneously turned on the camera. But I saw once on social media someone posting something about, I think something that was in one of the Proverbs, about you should drink strong drink to drown your worries. That's your Bible, ha 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 ha. And like, even people who say they know the Bible, who read the Bible, they will see that post and be like, see, and that's why I don't like the Bible. And I'm like, okay, let me check that out for myself. And then I did, and I realized, first of all, it was taken out of context. It was from a verse from a chapter, and it's a mother giving advice to her son. It is not the Almighty saying it. It's a mother giving advice to her son. And she's actually advising him to stay away from strong drink. That strong drink is only for those who are poor or who are suffering or something like that. So she's advising him to stay away from strong drink. So that is a whole different context. Because if you say, this is your Bible telling you to drink strong drink, that will make people think, God really says that to people to drink alcohol? Well then, but that's not how it is. It's a mother advising her son and to not drink, actually. So you have to, the Bible does not work without context. You can't pick and choose a chapter, a verse, and be like, well, or, oh, I like this, but I don't like that. It doesn't work like that. You have to really read the whole thing, and you have to read the whole chapter to understand the context. Even if you read, I don't know, the book of Judges, but you don't read everything that happened before, then you're not going to understand. You won't understand, like, why are these Israelites always sinning after about 40 years? And people will make up stuff like, oh, even the Israelites couldn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Like, why should we? Well, honey boo boo child, they did. For a long time, they did. Imagine the same 40 years that they wandered through the wilderness, the same 40 years they were sometimes able to live in peace and to live side by side with the Almighty. And then after 40 years, oftentimes it was due to infiltration or to, wrong influences. And then they kind of start straying again. So 40 years is a quite long time. Like, if you were born and you live up until you're 40 and your family, your community has been peaceful and beautiful, then that's all you know. You're a grown adult by now. And now you see how things start falling apart, millennials. You see how things start falling apart and you're like, but that's not how I knew the world, And then you try to fix it back or try to get back to the Most High the way you've known it. So people take biblical things out of context too much, and it really annoys me. It really annoys me. I feel like either you know the Bible, you want to sit down and study this book, we can do it together, and then you make an informed opinion, or you just leave the whole topic alone and like, I'm not interested, it's not for me, I'm gonna, study other stuff. You're free to do that. But misleading and misguiding people towards and away from the Bible, I don't like that. And one thing definitely that is amongst people of African descent, of course, we often say, the Bible is, we say that Christianity is bad and racist and whatever, and also put the Bible in cahoots with that. So I'm not gonna say anything about Christianity here, because I have lovely family members who are Christians, and I'm not gonna say this or that about it. I think I know the origins of Christianity, and that's the reason why I'm not a Christian. But I do read the Bible. And I realized reading the Bible that the Bible has not necessarily anything to do with Christianity. I mean, even the fact that there are other religions using the Bible and they're not Christians means that's one example that you don't have to be a Christian to believe in the Bible. And the Christianity has its own culture and its own set of things that are not biblical. So all of that to say is, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, I think that's what they say. You don't have to be it's not about the label of Christianity or the label of anything. It's about your relation to the Most High, your relationship to the Most High. And whatever you think, even if you don't think you're going to find anything concerning that in the Bible, once you read it, you will realize, like, wow, the world that surrounds you, even if you don't believe it and if you've never read it, the world is basically portrayed in this book. And everything that happens every day is something that is explained in this book. And it predicts what is going to happen. So whether or not you like it or believe in it, it is the truth. It's like, seeing a white wall in front of you and being like, I don't believe in the wall. And it's like, okay, cool. It's there though, but cool, Yeah, I don't like the wall and I don't believe in it. Like, okay, I understand you're not liking it, but I mean, try walking through it, and then no, I'm not even going to try because I don't believe in it and I'm just going to go the other direction. That's how I experience people sometimes. So, I mean, for what it's worth, if anything, see it as a history book, see it as a book that carries a lot of information, which is the foundation for a lot of other things that you can find, for a lot of information that you can find all about the place in this world. Things all of a sudden, it's like watching, I don't know, Lord of the Rings or whatever movie that has many, 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 many sequels, right? And you start at the end or somewhere in the middle, but you didn't read the beginning or you didn't watch the beginning of that whole saga. And that's how it is with the Bible. Like, you know things in between and you feel like you know so much, and you based your whole life on the stuff that you found in between, the pieces that you could put together. But you didn't read the beginning. You didn't read the very first book. And that's how I see the Bible. The Bible is the foundation to explain so many things in this world. Again, whether you want to believe in it or not, but it is just what it is. Whether you think you're a Muslim, a Christian, whether you think you're, again, a spiritual being that's floating around in the universe, like, the wall is there. The wall is just there. So yeah, I highly want to advocate for people to, first of all, either be open to reading the Bible, and then when you have further questions or want to talk about it, or even have doubts based on what you're reading and you want to talk about it, I encourage you to do that. Read the Bible and have open discussions and whatnot. But if you choose not to, which is your right, don't do it. Please don't. But then also don't spread false information about it. Like, look, there's a verse that I don't like and that seems silly, so therefore the Bible is still not what you think, because you didn't attempt to read the whole thing, okay? So I don't think there's more I can say about that. It's just, yeah, don't pick and choose what you like out of it and be like, yeah, that's true, but that's not true. I wouldn't recommend that, because, again, you most likely also don't like people who do that, but choose other things. That's why it's just not wise to do that. Like, from now on, if you don't want to believe in the Bible, exclude it from all of your spiritual research. I want to see how well that goes.